ko na masend. Masend ko na so iniho. Hindi pa.
Okay, hello, good morning. Okay na po, na-share na. Hello po, good morning. Okay na po, nahiling na.
Okay na po. Yes po.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Nahiling, ay, tigali mo ma'am. Okay na po.
Okay na? Okay na?
Yes.
Okay na po. Yes, ma'am.
So, good morning everyone to our LAC team leader. Good morning, and to my fellow po. Good morning to you. I am tasked by our team leader to discuss this module, building my LDM implementation portfolio. And I hope our FASI can share, and also our team leader share info and more additional opinions regarding my presentation after. Okay. This module, or rather the objective of this module, is to build an LDM implementation portfolio. And the module contains 2 lessons, lesson 1 and lesson 2. Under lesson 1, there are 4 activities that we need to walk through, or depending on the instruction of Ma'am Irene if we're going to answer this. And for lesson 2, we have 2 activities also. For lesson 1, activities are the portfolio check, implementation, pre-implementation phase rather. And for activity 2, we have the reading on portfolio. It goes with the definition of what portfolio is. And for activity 3, we have here the LDM implementation evidence list template file. While Ma'am Rose is having her discussion, I am browsing my, print copy of module 6A, and I found out that the technical, that the evidence list template is also indicated in her discussion. Then for activity 4, conduct LAC session 13. For lesson 2, activities are the LDM implementation portfolio evaluation rubric file. And the last one, conduct LAC session 14. So let's move on. Let's come to lesson 1. This lesson introduces you to 1, describe what a portfolio is. I mean, we are expected to describe what a portfolio is at the end of this lesson, and then identify the contents of our LDM implementation portfolio for August to December 2020. However, due to the constraint of time, we have compressed all the modules into 3 sessions only, so this indicative schedule is changed. Key topics or concepts are portfolio, the LDM implementation portfolio. These are the resources required, the portfolio checklists. We have this in our copy, printed modules, and reviews which I'll be presenting to you. Then the LDM implementation evidence lists template. Also, the readiness assessment tool, which we had during our discussions on module 3, and this the school LDM implementation plan. This was taken by Saryami. And next is the TA, or the coaching plan, which a while ago discussed by Ma'am Angie. Next, the LDM implementation M&E plan, which was taken by Ma'am Rose Luzada. And the last one is our study notebook, which has been emphasized by our LAC Fuzzy, Angie, that we should all have this in order to capture whatever important concepts we got from our discussions. And so here we're now in activity 1. For activity 1, instruction is given that we need to prepare our portfolio, and I'm sure every one of us is preparing this, our outputs from module 2 down to module 6. Okay, so may I present to you the pre-implementation file. Okay, we have here the learning delivery modality course 1 for us, the school heads. Here is the portfolio checklists. I know we are all familiar with this because as we browsed our own copy, we've seen this already, and salient concepts and discussions were also given to us by our facilitator, at the same time backed up by our team leader. There are 3 columns for the checklists. 1, the module from module 1 to module 6A, and then outputs being expected from us. You will note here that for module 1, there's no output required. However, for module 2, indicated here is none. But as we had agreed, we need to have 1 output for module 2, which is the learning delivery matrix. And for module 3, we are expected to to submit 3 outputs: the decision tree, the readiness assessment results, and then the LDM readiness action plan. For module 4, the LDM implementation plan, plus I just don't know if I heard it right, the PA provision for LDM implementation evidence lists. Then for module 5, the PA plan. And for module 6, the ME and the monitoring, evaluation, and learning plan. And for the last column, there is question here that we need to fill up or to answer. Have you completed this and submitted your assigned coach? Maybe we can do it once we're done with all the outputs being required from us. Now let's move on to activity 2. We are asked to study the reading on portfolio. So I'll be presenting to you here the portfolio. Okay, here's the definition of portfolio. The same with our students, our teachers are asking portfolio from their students. And so in our LAC sessions, we are also asked to have a portfolio at the end of the sessions. We all know that portfolio is a compilation of all the outputs being required from us. And then portfolio comes in many forms. They can be from notebooks, which we have, the study notebooks being emphasized by Ma'am Angie, filled with documents, with salient concepts that we got from the discussions, and all the notes that we have, and graphics also. Portfolio can be printed or a physical collection, and can also be online portfolio or the so-called e-portfolio. But in our case, Ma'am I is asking us the physical collection of all the outputs we got or we have from Module 2 down to Module 6. So I know all of us here know the significance of having this portfolio. Doing so will help us leaders and coaches compile all the outputs. Not only our outputs in our LAC sessions we have, but also from the outputs which will be submitted by our teachers when we conduct LAC in our schools, and also during the conduct of TA to our teachers. Another one is having portfolio will help us review the best implementation of LDM or best practices in this new normal. And the other one is will help us evaluate or assess our performance in our LAC sessions and also the performance of our teachers in delivering instructions or in delivering our chosen platform, and also how effective is our technical assistance given to them will also be reflected in their portfolio if we ask them to submit the same. Doing so, we can provide richer, deeper picture of our learning modality in our school. And of course, this could be better if not. This could be of best help. I mean, this could be of better help if not best, because we'll be able to capture our best implementation and poor implementation of the LDM or chosen platforms. Let's go back to activity 2. In activity 2, we are asked to answer all these questions. For the first question is, how will the portfolio help me in tracking the progress of my school's implementation of our chosen LDMs? Answering this will help us really reflect on our implementation of our chosen LDMs. The second one is, what evidence or tools from the previous modules can I use to capture the progress of our implementation? I think yung assessment tool could be of best help in order to see the progress of our implementation. And the third one is, reflection is an integral part of the portfolio. Why is writing down my reflections important? So I just don't know if we will be asked by Ma'am Irene to answer this now, or we'll just go through or walk through with this activity. Ma'am Irene po. Okay, so we'll move on to the next activity for lesson 1. For lesson 1, I'll be presenting to you here the implementation evidence list template. Okay. The LDM implementation evidence lists. To build your evidence list, refer to your readiness assessment tool, school LDM implementation plan, the TA coaching plan, and M&E plan. Okay. Ma'am Irene and also Ma'am Rose discussed these areas of concern: the learning resources management, what M-Office should we attach in here, and then for the third column, when to gather all this M-Office for this area of concern. for the learning resources management. And the second one, learning management, the same thing. We need to attach the MOVs. And when are we going to gather the MOVs for the learning management? I'm sure it's still refreshed in your mind. The learning management we are tasked to have in our schools or in doing the LDM, I mean in implementing the LDM or in conducting the TA or LAC in our respective schools. The third one, teachers' capacity. Okay, what means of verifications are to be included here? What activities have we provided? What capacity building have we planned and implemented in our schools? When to gather it should also be indicated. Next is the household or community capacity. Same thing, you will attach or you will attach the MOVs and then also the timeline. During our conference with our PSDS, we were told that we should inform our teachers, and during our orientation, we should also inform our parents that in every household, there should be learning facilitator. Okay. Suppose our students does not have anyone to turn to help them assist or guide in doing the SLN. Ma'am Irene told us that it is the task of our teachers to extend service as a learning facility to our to our students who need assistance. So with that, we school heads or we school leaders should also plan for it. How are we going to have or how are we going to have the extension or remote, shall I say remote remote instruction in the barangay? What remediation what's this plan or activity can we provide to our learners who need our assistance? Okay. Next, for the last one, the school operations. Again, MOVs are asked here, and then same the timeline is also asked to be indicated in these areas of concern. Okay. Another instruction here, I have mentioned this already, that we should go back to Module 3 for the readiness assessment tool, and for Module 4 in order to revisit the LDM implementation plan, and we should go back to Module 5A for the TA coaching plan, and at the same time for Module 6A in order for us to revisit again the LDM implementation M&E plan. And for the last activity in lesson 1, we are asked to conduct LAC session, and in doing so, we need to do this. 1, discuss your answer to the questions in activity and our output for the activity. And the third one, finalize our list of evidence based on the discussion. And the last, and number 4, schedule LAC session 14, which will hold at the end of lesson 2. So I'm done with lesson 1. I'm moving now. Okay. To lesson 2. For lesson 2, there are 2 activities. Open the LDM implementation portfolio evaluation rubric file. I'll be presenting to you here the portfolio evaluation rubric file. In order for us to familiarize the criteria and indicators. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns for this rubric, evaluation rubric. The first column is the criteria. Here are the criteria. We have the demonstration of progress of LDM implementation and the percentage. Then the quality of reflection. Also the percentage is given. And the demonstration of professional standards. Also 20% percentage is provided. Then the language and overall presentation of the output. Next, the organization of portfolio. And then timeliness. I just don't know if our output or our portfolio will be rated by Ma'am Irene as we submit it on the given schedule. Okay. How to achieve the rating? If you want to be rated 5, then these are the criteria. I'm sorry, these are the indicator. Okay, I won't be reading this anymore because I know you also have this copy. And if you want to be rated 4, again, the indicator is provided under its criteria. The same thing with the rate of 3, 2, and 1. Indicators are provided in its criteria. Okay. So instruction for activity 1 is also given. We have to jot down our thoughts on the rubric. Maybe for the sake of the sessions, we will just have to jot this down in our study notebook. And then the second one, make a list of action steps to ensure that we are able to meet all the criteria in the rubric. Okay? And for the last activity in lesson 2, we are tasked to conduct LAC sessions. I'm done with my presentation and sobrahan. So here, I'm done with my presentation po. And may I share to you this quote? Patience allows time to fall in place. In this new normal, we need to have patience in order that everything will be in place. That's all for now. May I say this word, thank you very much for listening. And I hope our FASI and our team leader will just add up other details or informations and concepts which I missed in my discussion. Once again, thank you so much. Done na po ako. Hello po.
Hello?
Hello po.
Hello? Hello? Tapos ka na, Bet? Mag-report?
Yes po,
Hello
andyan
po.
na po.
Tapos na. So,
Yes po.
sorry. Kasi I kept on, ano, may liyan ang net din sa day. So, so basically what Beth discussed was on preparation of portfolio and how it is to be assessed, right, Beth? Is that
Yes,
it? Is that the idea of this module?
yes,
So you have been given tips on how you can submit and prepare your portfolio and how it will be assessed from modules 2 down to 6. So now, thank you, Beth, for that presentation. I'm happy that we were all able to finish module 2 to 7. Yeah, let's all clap our hands for that. And I only have here five percentage in my battery. I hope I can make it up until its expiration. And I'm saying, my friends, is that you have been given your all the reports that you need to accomplish, all the outputs that are needed to be placed in your respective portfolios, and then it's at your call how you will be able to accomplish that. And we are expecting that all of you will be submitting that on the scheduled date, which is on the September 11, and study how it is to be assessed and evaluated para you have your views on that. So any questions? So we're done with all our modules. You have finally graduated, but of course your certificate of completion will not be given to you unless you submitted your portfolio. So you're good to go for the preparation of everything, and we hope to have it on September. By the way, September 11 is scheduled, no, is set on a Friday. So earlier yata ng September 11. I know it's going to be a huge job for all of us, di ba? It's, I just don't say it's huge, but the descriptive word is gigantic, I would say. And I know that napakalaki nito para sa inyo. Pero just follow the template, be authentic on the data. That's all that matters to me. Ano? And if you think this is only up until that I can do with, I cannot, as after exhausting all your efforts, exerting all your mental faculties to prepare all this, but still ito lang yung nagawa nyo. I'm not pushing you to the limits that much, but as again, all of us are victims of, the time constraints and all. But again, we are expecting a good portfolio, hopefully. Ano po? So, ayan, my dear school heads, thank you for the time that you have given for this endeavor. I know that though we have it, if we are to look into the percentage of really doing the proper runs, we only was able to get at least 50 or 60 of it. But we are very thankful for all of us, for all of those who have shared their knowledge in making us get enlightened with all the different modules. What is important is that we able to get the capsule of it, yung pinaka-content, the meat of the discussions, we're able to savor it, and uh, we hope to apply all those. We're excited to apply all those as we make the different outputs. So we are thankful for our learning facilitators who serve as our discussants and for everybody who bear with us up until the last day of the leg for this last leg of our LAC meeting. So, importantly, nakuha nyo kung anong hinahanap sa inyo. I guess you need just to reinforce that. Reinforce your learning here in this platform, in your self-learning, your self-learning modules, with your independent study, because this is where you can enrich your portfolio, enrich your output. Okay, thank you so much, my dear friends. So let us all open our camera for another round of pictorials for our last from covering module 5 to 7. Sige nga, Beth.
okay.
Everybody, let us open our camera. bukas na lahat kasi I'm using this a cell phone.
Okay.
Lapit
Hindi pa
na
po
bet kasi 4 na
wala
lang, 4
pa lahat.
percentage na lang.
Ma'am Angie.
Open your camera, everybody. Let's see if you're still there.
Angie.
Nag-left na si Ohenar.
Okay na.
Okay na.
Nagpa-beauty.
Sige pa.
Okay,
Ma'am
ready?
Rosemary.
Wala pa si Ma'am
Sige.
Rose. Ma'am Rose.
Ma'am Rose,
Sige po,
open your
ma'am.
cam po para makita po kayo.
Naka-ready na smile ni Angie. Full
Sige.
Okay. Okay. Ready. Ma'am Rose, nawala ka po ulit. Ma'am Rose.
Ma'am Rose, ayan, okay na Ma'am
Picture.
Rose.
Okay,
Open your
ready?
camera.
Again, sideward. Sideward. Side pose. Ready? Sideward. Ready? 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, one more po. Taga ba siya
One more
nakaka-capture?
with a thumbs up na
With a
lang.
thumbs
Isa
up
pang
daw.
thumbs up.
Okay. Ready? With a
Okay,
thumbs
one
up
more
daw.
with a thumb.
1, 2, go. Smile. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Ma'am Ayer.
Thank you.
Ano po, Ma'am Ayer,
Yes.
bali po, naka-video yung session staff from sessions 2 to the last session. Then, ipapasili ko na lang if you
Okay.
provide. And if you wish
Yes.
po,
Yes po.
may teammates, if you wish, pwede din po isend sa Indo para you will also have souvenir. And by the way,
Okay.
ma'am,
And we
clarification po.
yes, ma'am.
Clarification lang, ma'am.
Yes, girls. Ano po?
Bet po.
I bet. Okay, bet.
Oo, ma'am. 6 lang po yung output na we need to...
Oo, wala na sa 7. The portfolio itself
Yes,
is the 7, di ba? Oo. Yun yan. 6 na po yan. From module 2 to 6. Yun po ang mga ano natin. Ito yung ano nyo ha. Again, as a review for module 1, I'm sorry I forgot this, but meron pala learning plan. Tingnan nyo dyan. Na module 2, understanding the learning delivery modalities. That's accomplished modality matrix. I've show you that. Module 3, decision tree readiness and assessment results. Module 4, accomplished learning delivery modalities and implementation plan for teacher. Module 5, your TA plan for teachers. Module 6, monitoring and evaluation, accomplished M&E plan. And Module 7, that is your portfolio, with a list of pieces of evidence of your practice based on your professional action plans. So, bali yan ang pinaka-outputs natin. Ano? Activity 1, Module 1, learning plan. Module 2, accomplished modalities of matrix. Module 3, decision tree readiness and assessment result. Module 4, accomplished LDM implementation plan for teachers. Implementation plan. 5, TA plan for teachers. Monitor 6, accomplished M&E plan. And finally, your portfolio. So, yun po. We're able to get yan po ang magiging ano. Tapos can I request for uniform color of portfolio, or you have to make it your own kung anong gusto nyo. So it's at your call. Pero kung okay lang if you have your own your own style and all. Basta what is important is the content. Ano yung content yan. And consider how it is evaluated. My friends, I'm running out of battery. It's 2 na. Baka hindi na tayo mag-ano. So I'm finally thanking everyone for the successful conduct of the final leg. And thank you for your time. And congrats to all of us. We are done with the modules given with a limited time, but we're able to successfully carry them out. So thank you and congratulations to all of us. Let's all clap our hands. Okay. So thank you so much. I'll be waiting na lang here for the submission of your portfolio. For if there are questions, I'm just text away. All you need to do is, if it is LAC concern, you have to write your concerns in the LAC team, GC team that we have. GC, yung chat natin for our LAC. Okay po?
Thank you po.
Okay, our end, kung ayaw nyo makita ng ibang grupo na hindi naintindihan yung area na yon, then you can just PM me. We're friends naman in our messenger. Okay? Thank you, friends, and happy lunchtime. Okay po. Bye-bye.
Thank you po. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Sir,
Bye po.
Thank you,
yeah,
thank you,
sige, bye-bye
thank
po, bye-bye.
you.
Sir Yami, later na. Sir Yami, later na po. I-send ko na lang, ha? Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.